All right, welcome. In this explainer, we are breaking down a super practical guide for anyone who's ready to kickstart their personal growth journey. We're going to explore how to begin, what it takes to keep the momentum going, and really how to build that resilience you're going to need for the road ahead.
So, does this sound familiar? You've got that feeling, that desire for something more, for real growth, but you just feel stuck. Let me tell you, you are not alone in that feeling. The good news is, the path forward might actually be a lot simpler than you think. Okay, let's dive into this.
Our journey starts right here, with the courage to simply begin. Because honestly, that first step is often the biggest hurdle we face. This isn't about having some flawless 10-year master plan, it's just about making the decision to move.
You know how it is, right? We tell ourselves we're just waiting for the perfect moment, for the right time, the right resources, the right feeling. But here's the thing. A simple, powerful truth. The perfect moment is a myth. It doesn't exist. Procrastination is the real enemy here, and the only moment you truly have control over is this one, right now.
So, the key is to follow these 3 ridiculously simple principles. Start now. Use what you have, and do it from exactly where you are. This framework just strips away every excuse and puts the power right back in your hands. It's so easy to look at other people and feel like you're behind, but please, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Just start.
And you know, there's this ancient proverb that just perfectly captures the value of that first move. It suggests that even the smallest, most humble beginnings are worth celebrating. Think about it. Every big change, every massive achievement, it all started with one small, seemingly insignificant step. That first step isn't just a motion, it's a declaration. It says you're ready.
All right, let's move on. Once you've taken that first step, you're going to need the right tools to keep walking the path. And we're not talking about external things here. This is all about forging the strength you need on the inside.
Now, what's really interesting here is the distinction this makes. Talent is great. It can absolutely get you noticed. It can give you a head start. But talent by itself, it's often not enough. Discipline, that's the choice to show up consistently, to do the work even when you don't feel like it. That's what builds a lasting foundation for any kind of success. It keeps you in the room long after the initial spark of talent has faded.
And here is a major mindset shift that is so worth exploring. We often think we need to feel confident before we can take action, but the evidence suggests it's actually the other way around. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. It's a result. It's the strength that grows every single time you practice, every time you try and learn. It grows from action.
A passage from the Christian Bible actually offers a really interesting perspective on this internal battle. It suggests that we're already equipped with what we need. That feeling of fear when you're trying something new, totally normal, but it doesn't have to be in the driver's seat. The underlying idea here is that we all have this innate capacity for power and self-control that we can tap into.
Okay, so you're taking action, you're building discipline, but then it happens. You hit a bump in the road, a setback, a failure. How you choose to see these moments is what's truly going to define your entire journey.
We all ask this question because, let's be real, we all face this. A project that doesn't work out, a missed opportunity, it can feel like the end of the world. But what if it isn't? What if it's actually a necessary part of the whole process?
This right here is the key insight. Failure is not a final judgment on your worth. It is simply data. It's information telling you what didn't work so you can adjust your approach. A setback doesn't define you, it refines you. It's a stepping stone, not a stumbling block.
Now, there's this fascinating piece of ancient wisdom about resilience that's captured in a single number: 7. Why 7? Well, it's not really about the specific number itself, but what it represents.
And here is the powerful idea behind that number. The emphasis isn't on the falling, it's on the rising. The most important words in that whole sentence are, "they rise again." Success isn't about avoiding falls, it's about mastering the art of getting back up every single time. So, to keep rising again, you need an unshakable foundation. You need to know deep down what your value is really based on. And spoiler alert, it has absolutely nothing to do with your performance or what other people think of you.
Let's just really lean into this for a second. Your worth is not a letter on a report card or a score on an exam. You are so much more than your grades.
You are not defined by your worst moments or your biggest setbacks. Like we just talked about, failure is feedback, not a final verdict on who you are. You are more than your mistakes.
And this is the core of it, right here. You don't have to earn your value through achievements. You are inherently enough, right now, just as you are, to start this journey and to see it through.
This idea of inherent worth is captured in so many traditions. For example, a line from the Psalms says, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." But the core concept, which you can find across different philosophies, is that you are unique, you are capable, and you have intrinsic value. And when you truly internalize this, external validation starts to lose its grip on you. And believing in your own inherent worth completely changes your relationship with things like education. It stops being about getting good grades just to prove you're good enough. Instead, it becomes this powerful tool for your own expansion, a key that can unlock new opportunities, open your mind, and help you shape the future you actually want to build. So let's bring it all home. We've talked about how to start, how to build your internal tools, and how to find your foundation. Now, let's just zoom out and look at the mindset you're going to need for the long haul.
Here's a simple but incredibly powerful way to think about the road ahead. It's a two-part equation. You need faith, a belief in the process, a belief in your purpose, a belief in a positive outcome. But faith without action is just wishful thinking. It has to be combined with disciplined, consistent hard work. When you pair that belief with real effort, that's when breakthroughs can happen.
And this whole journey, it's a lot like farming. There's a season for planting, where you do all that initial hard work. Then there's a season for nurturing, which requires that daily discipline. Then comes a season of waiting, where you have to trust the process even when you don't see immediate results. And then, finally, comes the harvest. So don't get discouraged if you feel like you're in the planting or nurturing phase. Your season will come.
And so we end up right back where we began. The theory is over. The journey is yours, and it starts now. We've explored the courage to begin, the power of discipline, how to reframe failure, and the deep importance of your own inherent worth. So with all that in mind, the only real question left is, what is the first small step you are going to take today?